Viewer discretion is advised. You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Sure do.
My name is Amanda.
My name is Lucy.
And this week we have a very special fan pick that was accidentally done wrong before, and now we're actually getting to the right one.
I'm such a dumbass.
You know, it's not our fault that the Dakotas are only separated by north and south.
Yeah.
It could
And by
be
like
any,
a straight line.
by a straight line. They're identical.
They are.
They're not. Yet they are. So yeah, we got something a little mixed up last time, but the good news is that the fan picker basically got 2 episodes out of it, and this one actually falls within a correct timeline despite being about a year late. So, This was chosen by Jordan Nudesvig, and this is a redo because, like I said, we accidentally did South Dakota Crimes, so this is your actual episode. From the fan picker themselves, from their words, it says, this episode is dedicated to Sierra, whose golden birthday is July 26th, which is like, what, 3 days after this comes out?
It's close.
We're right there. We hope you're having so much fun in San Diego right now. That might have been a year ago. Your friend Jordan is a saint because I'm rereading our email thread, and my God, I am such a dumbass. Was that you, Lucy?
That's what I wrote. That's
Okay.
what I wrote.
When North Dakota Crimes comes out, we are taking our first ever girls trip that escaped the group chat and going to San Diego for Sierra's golden birthday. So big happy birthday shout out to Sierra, who is the most amazing friend to have and always goes above and beyond for us. And that is with love from Jordan and Emma. So Sierra, if South Dakota didn't do it for you, now we've got North for you.
We've got North, and you should be in San Diego right now. Again, I was rereading that thread, and Jordan emailed me twice to be like, it's okay, you're doing North Dakota Crimes, right? And I'm like, yep, got it on the calendar.
You also deleted what I copied in here from their email that included the pairing. So we are firing on all cylinders today. But that's okay, because really the only thing that Jordan wanted me to do was shout out a THC seltzer. And unfortunately in North Dakota, even though the 2018 Farm Bill legalized Delta 9 nationally, North Dakota has very strict rules about THC seltzers. You can have them or get them there if they are less than 5% THC, which works for some, but not for all. But it is good to know for our North Dakota friends that you can bop over to Moorhead if you live kind of close, because that's technically Minnesota. And there are lots of places in that area where you can get THC seltzers. And I would recommend something by a semi-local brewery. So the Junkyard Brewing Company makes a Margarita Style sparkling THC beverage.
Yum.
Yeah, this one's 10 milligrams, but you can, they might have one that's smaller. It's called Squeezie, and they also have blue raspberry squeezie gummies that they make.
Cute.
You can get those at Junkyard Brewing Company, which is at 1416 First Avenue North in Moorhead. A little bit about Junkyard Brewing Company. It's a funky, beloved microbrewery known for experimental beers and a chill, music-loving atmosphere. While their taproom serves only alcohol, they will sell their house-made THC beverages to go. That's pretty common even here in Minnesota to, if they do for insurance purposes, they'll choose are we going to sell on-site booze or THC, because your insurance can go up if you sell both. So these you'll just have to take to go. But you know me, I had to look up the state beverage of North Dakota.
Oh no.
What do you think it is?
Probably milk.
Probably milk.
No, why? Are you just drinking a glass of milk?
I'm drinking a glass of vanilla oat milk because regular milk will make me shit my pants.
I was gonna say, girl, you are 30, almost 39 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tasty. They didn't classify exactly what kind of milk, though one could easily infer that they meant cow milk, but I don't give a fuck. I'm having my oat milk. I had oat milk in the fridge. It's what I wanted. So you can either get yourself a delicious Margarita Style Squeezie sparkling THC beverage, or
drink some milk.
You can rock a fucking milk.
Well, you know what? I'm drinking ice water, but I'm also snacking on some Dove dark chocolate and almonds.
Yum.
Which contain milk, probably.
Oh, look at us. It's probably somewhat milky chocolate, even though it says dark chocolate.
Well, I don't know.
God only knows.
God only knows.
Well, cheers to your Doves, cheers to my milk, and cheers to the Junkyard Brewing Margarita Style Squeezie Sparkling THC beverage. And with that, we'll take a sip and we will be right back to dive into North Dakota crimes.
So excited. Sometimes I think I can go weeks without having a homemade meal and like not conscientiously think about it, but like my body craves it. And the minute I start thinking about like, I need to cook at home immediately. Mm-hmm. HelloFresh makes that so much easier. I'm not overwhelmed with dread about going to the grocery store.
No.
Because they send you everything that you need, perfectly pre-portioned. Could not be easier.
Oh my gosh. HelloFresh is my best friend. You know that I'm not like a chef and that I have always felt a little out of sorts and uncomfortable in the kitchen. But with HelloFresh, I genuinely feel so empowered to try and make new things because they make it so easy. They truly make cooking effortless. You can always look forward to a homemade meal, even if it's been a long time, like Lucy said, since you've had one or made one. You don't have to be afraid. You can dive right in. With HelloFresh, you also get so much variety, like no two meals need to be the same. That can be kind of the chore of meal prep, is you get locked in sort of, this is what I know how to make. I'll just make this over and over each week. No, honey. You deserve variety. You deserve all the global flavors. You can choose from over 80 global recipes every month, including Vietnamese, Moroccan, Caribbean, and more. If there are things that you've been dying to try, but you just haven't known where to get it, HelloFresh is your girl. Genuinely nothing hits like home cooking, and especially if you're in a pinch. Like, we had some friends over last night and they are vegetarian, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to cook them something nice. Thank you so much to HelloFresh. I made these falafel and feta stuffed peppers.
Those are so good.
Oh, with the tabbouleh salad, I can't. We were all like weeping over how good this meal was. It was so delicious. I was shook.
Go to HelloFresh.com/gals10fm now to get 10 free meals plus a free breakfast for life. One per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/gals10fm to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life.
I am stressed because 3 out of 4 U.S. homes have toxic chemicals in our tap water. And that's really scary to acknowledge and know. And even though contaminated water can look clear, it could put you at risk for devastating health concerns, including fatigue, hormone disruption, cognitive decline, even cancer. And surprisingly, standard fridge and pitcher filters do not do much. They do very little to remove most contaminants. And bottled water contains microplastics. So it's like, where do we go for our water? What is the solution? Well, we have it for you, baby.
We were so excited about this specific sponsor because truly this landed in our laps. As soon as I was shopping for reverse osmosis filters for my home.
Yes, because of your water crisis in Des Moines. Yeah.
Yes, Des Moines got a horrible water situation right now, but we are talking today about AquaTrue, which is the countertop water purifier tested and certified to remove 84 contaminants, including chlorine, lead, forever chemicals, and microplastics. I was so excited about this, and it tastes noticeably better.
It's the best water I've ever had in my life. I did a blind tasting with friends after setting it up, and like everyone could tell the difference.
And it's not even just tap water versus AquaTrue water. You did like tap water, filtered fridge water,
and AquaTrue water. Yeah, we went for it.
So AquaTrue's patented 4-stage reverse osmosis system goes way beyond ordinary filters for pure, healthy water that you can trust. There's no plumbing, no installation. I set it up in 10 minutes. Yeah. AquaTrue has been featured in Business Insider, Popular Science, and named Best Countertop Water Filter by Good Housekeeping. Yeah, I'd agree. Have to say I agree. Join 98% of customers who say their drinking water is cleaner, safer, and healthier.
Head to aquatrue.com now and get 20% off your purifier using promo code LONGSHORT. That's LONGSHORT. AquaTrue even comes with a 30-day best tasting water guarantee or your money back. Take the guesswork out of pure, great tasting water with this exclusive podcast-only offer now at aquatrue.com. AQUATRU.com using promo code LONGSHORT.
I don't leave my house that often, and sometimes when I do, I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to look a little bit cuter, a little bit more done up today.
Elevated.
So sometimes it is good to just kind of change up your routine. And a refresh can be as simple as amplifying your look with clean beauty from Thrive Cosmetics. Every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it.
I have very sensitive skin and I have sensitive eyes. So I have a really hard time picking things that are like eye makeup, like mascara, things like that, because I get like watery eyes so easily. I'm telling you right now, Thrive Cosmetics is like one of the first things that I reach for. It is so easy to choose their cosmetics knowing that it's just going to amplify my skin and feel really good on my face. But not only does it feel good on your face, you could feel good purchasing it, because for every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates products and funds to help communities thrive. So every time you use your favorite Thrive Cosmetics product, you're actually doing more than just making yourself look super hot and amazing. You're helping other people shine too. With over $150 million in product and cash donations to 600 plus giving partners, your purchase directly fuels real impact, and that is beauty with purpose. So while you're feeling good about what you're wearing, let me tell you some of the things that you should pick. The waterproof eyeshadow highlighter stick. Honey, this thing is so beautiful. It's made to brighten and open your eyes. It is so easy to pat on. I'll put like a little bit of it by my brow line and then just kind of pat it in to finish off my look. And it genuinely looks like I spent 45 minutes on my eye makeup when really I spent maybe 45 seconds on it. The other thing that I love, this product that I am obsessed with, is their vegan tubing mascara. This has over 40,000 5-star reviews. I have it in brown and black. So I wear the brown one when I want something a little bit more casual, and then I wear the black one when it's like show night. And it makes my lashes look so full and so long, and it does not clump, it does not smudge, it does not flake. This is my go-to for show nights.
It is some of my all-time favorite mascara.
I do not leave the house on like a trip or anywhere without this mascara. It makes your lashes look extra long by wrapping around each lash from root to tip, and it's so easy to remove. It slides right off with warm water without like yanking out your natural lashes. My lashes are actually really long, but they're very thin, so I have to be very gentle with what I put on them. Oh, the lashes for days, baby.
Amplify your spring look with Thrive Cosmetics. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/gals for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/gals.
All right, Lucy, what have you got for us for North Dakota Crimes?
Well, I just want to apologize again for the mix-up, because I started and then I doubted my memory so many times. I quadruple checked the document to make sure. North Dakota Crimes. North Dakota is the 39th state admitted to the Union. It is surrounded by the Canadian provinces of Saskatchewan and Manitoba to the north, and by the U.S. states of Minnesota to the east, South Dakota to the south, and Montana to the west.
Oh, yeah.
Its capital city is Bismarck, which always reminds me of Bisquick.
Oh, yeah.
They have good pancakes in Bismarck, probably.
I was going to say, that does make me think of pancakes, but that's not right.
Well, if it's right to both of us,
it's right.
If that's not right, I don't want to be wrong. Wait.
North Dakota, the pancake state. That's their motto, right?
It's quite flat.
It is kind of flat because they don't have the Black Hills like the South Dakotas do.
Exactly. So the Bismarck is located pretty much right in the middle of the state, a little bit to the south, and we will be discussing Bismarck in the case that I wrote for today.
Ooh, okay.
Because I was itching for a case.
All right.
Boy, did I find one.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
I found a weird
Intoxicate
one
yourself.
too. I'm excited. We've got a weird one today.
Okay. Well, so Bismarck is in the middle of the state, but the North Dakota town of Rugby is considered to be the geographic center of the North American continent.
Wow. Okay, good for you, Rugby. Claim to fame.
I dropped a screen grab on the drive because I just wanted to see what that looked like.
Oh my God.
So
I
Rugby is
also
in,
have screenshots of a map in my drive. Why are we the same this week?
I don't know. We're going old fashioned.
I love it.
Classic gals.
Yeah, kicking it old school.
Do you see how it is like right?
Dead
she's
center.
Right in the middle.
She's right. That's crazy.
I know.
Good for them.
Alaska.
I know.
Fucking control yourself.
Couldn't you be any bigger? Like, girl.
You get bigger every time I see you.
Honestly, I can never wrap my head around the size of Alaska ever.
Oh my God, it's so pretty. Okay. Speaking of Alaska, North Dakota is one of the least populated states in the country, but it is very rich in natural resources and excellent for agriculture if we're not really counting the tornadoes and the droughts and like the wicked winters and stuff like that.
Sure, all the bad things.
It's good for agriculture when you can keep it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
If it's not violently ripped out of the ground or otherwise destroyed. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover about North Dakota, again, because I have a case, but we couldn't pass a state without talking about the flag.
Thank God.
The flag is Gorgina.
Okay.
So I would encourage you to look at her. There's a photo on the drive. It's very classic American, like Ralph Lauren, like
it's giving preppy
Western Empire.
It's giving yacht club, but y'all are landlocked and like barely have any lakes. But that's fine. We're not mad.
We'll get to it. A little criticism. The eagle is a bit jaunty. I think the banner at the bottom could be cleaned up a little bit. It's a little bit Baroque.
If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it.
Well, it is Baroque.
Fix it.
Fix it. So it is by no stretch a modern flag, but I am appreciating the markings and the coloring of the eagle itself. It's more
also one of the least racist,
brown.
like original flags that we've seen of the state. Props where props are due.
Good job. So this is the official description of the flag. On a blue field, an eagle with outspread wings and opened beak, the left foot grasping a sheaf of 7 arrows and the right foot grasping an olive branch showing 3 red berries. I'm going to be honest, the olive branch with the red berries, a little bit Christmassy.
Sure.
Just that combo
I
always
can see it.
Triggers me a little bit.
It's giving mistletoe.
Yeah. On the breast of the eagle is displayed a shield, the lower part showing 7 red and 6 white stripes placed alternately, with a blue chief at the top. Through the open beak of the eagle passes a red scroll bearing the words E pluribus unum in gold letters.
The eagle is a bit of a mess. She's real thin. She's like weird and like
long neck,
long and twisty,
low wings.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
odd.
loving her.
She could be better. She could also be cleaned up a little bit.
I liked this flag a lot at a glance, and now that I'm spending time with her, we're not really getting along all that well.
It's not for everyone.
She's not everyone's cup of tea. Cup of flag.
Cup of flag. Beneath the eagle is a red scroll bearing the words North Dakota in white letters. Over the scroll carried through the eagle's beak are 13 gold 5-pointed stars arranged in 2 parallel arcs of 7 and 6. The whole device surmounted by a gold sunburst.
I do like the sunburst.
There's a lot going on.
It's a lot.
Well, It kind of makes sense because this flag is an almost exact replica of the regimental banner carried by the state's troop contingent in the Philippine-American War, which lasted from 1899 to 1902.
Okay.
So I also have a photograph of two soldiers from 1889. You can see the United States flag on the left, and then it's hard to see, but that is the North Dakota flag.
That's her. I'd know that janky eagle anywhere. That skinny, outstretched eagle. She looks unwell.
She's a mess. It's also really similar to the like general coat of arms of the United States.
Right.
Like the one on the silver dollar. And therefore somewhat similar to any of the other 8 U.S. state flags that portray an eagle.
Yeah.
Iowa's one of them.
Cute.
Also looks really janky. I guess I'd never looked that close at the Iowa state flag, but it's like, ma'am, your banner. Calm down.
Together.
Get it under control. Okay, that's all the background I'm going to give us because now it's time for my case. On Saturday, February 20th, 1999.
Oh, man. What
year
a great
of our
year.
Lord.
Yeah.
The city of
could turn back time to 1999.
That was the year that
Do you believe in love? Oh, that shit was so good.
Britney Spears,
It's so good.
Angel of Mine. So the city of Bismarck, North Dakota was hopping.
Okay.
It was the state high school wrestling championship at the Civic Center, and there was just a lot of activity going on. People were coming in from all over the state, so like hotels were packed.
Oh, yeah.
All over. And the local liquor store was quite busy.
Oh, busy Mark. If you will.
Yum.
I won't.
Pancakes in a hurry.
Oh.
The House of Bottles was located on the corner or near the corner of 19th and Main in a building that is now demolished.
Okay.
The family who owned it, they're called the Wachters.
The House of Bottles, was this like a liquor store?
Yes, it was a liquor store.
Okay.
House of Bottles liquor store. The family who owned it, a family named the Wachters, is apparently a very well-known Bismarck family, having been living in the town for at least 5 generations. I found a whole like article about their family
I love when people are well known in like a smaller town or city. That's like a favorite. I want to know everybody who's well known in their hamlet for some shit.
That's why I love the podcast Normal Gossip.
Me too. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. It's very much like she's well known in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this family, there's a lot going on with them. So initially, the Wachters were heavily engaged in farming and the ranching industry, as well as transportation and warehousing operations. I think this was just sort of the, they were one of the first in their area to just get the whole downstream business of whatever they were doing. Just like, that's how you make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So the Wachter Dray and Transfer Company was founded by Gottlieb Charles Wachter in 1885 and grew into one of the city's most profitable enterprises.
Okay.
They have also, like throughout their legacy includes developing or otherwise investing in not only the very civic center where the state wrestling championship was being held, but also the Kirkwood Mall, a couple of schools, at least one bank, a motel with a huge banquet hall, a gravel company.
Did they like own the whole damn town?
They owned a lot of it.
Talk about a prominent family.
Had at least like touched it somehow.
Okay.
A hardware store, a hardware hank, to be precise.
Okay.
An aquatic center, which was just so
Blue Lagoon, Blue Zoo.
It's called the Wachter Aquatic Center, I think.
Okay.
And then like some other stuff. So there's a lot of money and like properties and investments in this family. And with that, predictably, came some conflict.
Sure.
So sort of started in like the 60s, 70s, got very heated in the 80s. A lawsuit was settled in 1986, splitting the family into two factions and dividing those assets.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So then, like,
that's big time.
some foreclosures and debt kind of came out of this, but there was a lot of shakeups around this time.
Okay.
And I'm really only telling you about this because there's a lot that we don't know about this case. And I mean, at the end, when you know all the other details, we can kind of come back to it. But there was a lot about this family for whatever reason in some of the articles that I was reading. In 1997, Chad Wachter, the youngest adult in the family, opened a second location of House of Bottles, on the south side of the town on a piece of land that his family owned.
Okay.
However, at the time, it was outside of city limits and operating without a county license.
Oh.
And liquor laws.
Yep. They're kind of important.
They're really important, but also they can be really complicated and lots of red tape and stuff like that. So.
And your business is kind of fucked if you don't adhere to them.
You're a liquor store.
Yeah.
So this was a little bit weird. The city of Bismarck annexed the land.
Yep.
So they took over the land at the request of Chad's parents because they were all very well connected. I don't know. There's just like kind of weird family dynamics going on. And then Chad made a deal with the city that basically let him slide for a couple of years with a temporary license.
Okay.
And after a couple of years, he was just like, I'm not going to pursue continuing to operate this with an extra license. So the store closed on January 1st, 1999 at midnight when the temporary license expired.
Okay.
So they took all the inventory from the south side store, moved it to the north side store. So now there is only one House of Bottles.
Got it.
Yeah.
There can only be one House of Bottles.
Exactly. So now we're back to the evening of February 20th, 1999. This is just a month and a half after the other location closed.
God, what was going on? February 20th of 1999. Were we doing like a middle school dance, like a middle school sweethearts?
Probably.
Kind of thing, probably.
Well, we were in 1999. We were in 7th grade.
Yeah, 7th grade. Oh, golly. Choir.
What a time to be alive. Choir, that was the year we met.
That's probably the year we met. Yeah, 7th grade. 6th or 7th grade is when we met. Because I did choir all 3 years.
I did not. I did classroom music 6th grade, so I would have met you in 7th grade in 1999.
Dang.
Our love story.
That's cray. 1999?
99. We met in the 90s. We met in the 20th century.
Wait, ew. Okay, so we've known each other. Hold on. Where's
86 years.
It's been 84 years. Did I not bring my phone down here? Oh my God, this is so
That's so weird.
I know. Okay, hold on. Calculator. I'm Googling
what are you trying to calculate?
Calculator. Okay. 20. I've had too much milk, you guys. 2026 minus.
I'm fucked up.
I'm fucked up on that good oat. 1999.
That Nilla, yeah.
Equals. Ew, we've known each other 27 years.
We could easily have done that math. You Googled calculator.
We could easily have done that math.
If I applied my brain, which I did not.
Who was going to do that? I Googled calculator. Oh, no.
You're not well. You're not well.
This is bad.
Where's your hat?
You guys, it's upstairs.
Along with your phone.
Along with my dignity.
And your frontal lobe.
My phone, my hat, my dignity, and my frontal lobe are all upstairs. And I'm not getting up.
No, you don't need them. You don't need them.
Not for this.
No. Definitely not. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. There is nothing funny about this case. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay. 25-year-old Robbie Rahrich was working the late shift at the now only House of Bottles liquor store. His fiance, Ann Thompson, was just hanging out at home, waiting to go pick him up from work after his shift ended at 1 a.m.
Okay.
So she's just hanging at home.
Yeah.
She gets
minding her own fucking business. Probably.
Well, she gets a phone call from some friends, and they were like, "Come meet us at the bar." And so she's like, "Okay, fine." So she goes to meet them in the arm. So, she goes to the bar. The bar is called. Okay, there's one funny thing about this case.
Okay,
the bar is called Richard Craniums, like dickhead.
What? Richard Cranium? Oh, that's
dickhead.
Good. Yeah, that's really fucking good. I love dickheads.
I know, I did too.
Richard Cranium. That's so good. I'm going to call everybody Richard Cranium at family vacation this year and not explain it.
That is a very Mike Jacobson joke.
That's very Mike Jacobson circa 1999.
Yep. February 99.
Dad, did you ever own a bar called Richard Craniums
in Bismarck,
North Dakota in 1999? You did travel a lot for work.
He had a lot. Well, he had at least 2 other families.
We looked it up. He didn't. It was so boring of him. Anyway.
You missed a prime opportunity to have multiple secret families.
I'm so mad I don't have a secret family.
Oh, I know.
Ugh. Some people get all the luck. Am I right?
Okay, this is going to get really sad.
I'm trying to have one moment before it gets there. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'll drink my milk and shut the fuck up. It's all over the sides of the glass because milk is fucking disgusting.
Why are you drinking milk? Oh, I think I have stuff to make a white Russian. I should do that during the break. That's basically milk.
That I could have done that.
Well, okay.
I'm an idiot. Okay, continue. I literally have half and half too. Wow, I'm so dumb. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, so around 12:45, remember he gets off at 1, or he can leave at 1.
Yep.
12:45, she's about to leave the bar, and her drunk friends are just like, well, can you drop us off on your way at like 3 different addresses, just on your way, just all over town.
Pick us up McDonald's on your way.
Yeah, can we drive through Taco Bell and I'll spill cubed tomatoes all over your back seat.
Tiny cubed tomatoes all over your car for 6 months, and you'll keep finding them. Just real quick.
Yeah, just real quick.
The gift that keeps on giving.
So she's like trying to wrangle them into the car, and they're just like being obnoxious. So she goes inside to Richard Craniums and uses the payphone to call Robbie because it's 99.
Yeah,
we're
no
not working with cell phones. Well, there were, but that wasn't.
They weren't commonplace. Yeah.
So he was like, "Yeah, whatever. Take your time. It's fine." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll see you soon. Like, love you." And then he was just like, "Yeah, okay, bye." And didn't say it back.
Shady.
A little shady. And also I read in one news article, blessednewspapers.com. I think I
use newspapers.com so much for my case too.
It's such a resource.
It felt amazing.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I blew out the pipes a little bit on that one. I think that when this happened, it was their 9-month anniversary. Like,
so it's even more sus that he didn't say I love you.
It was weird. She felt weird about it. She thought she was like maybe mad about something or upset about something. Something's off. So she gets her friends in the car. I think she drops one of them off, and then she's like, "I'm gonna go get Robbie, and then I'll drop you guys off."
Yeah.
So they pull up to the House of Bottles. All the lights inside the liquor store are off as if it is closed, but she can see through into like where the back office is. That light is on.
Okay.
So she's like, "Oh, he's just in there finishing up," because it's like right around like 1:15. He should be ready to go. So they're waiting in the car. The friends Dan and Sarah are in the car, and they're just like, "Can you please just take us home and then come back and get him?" So she gets out and she tries to open the doors. But okay, so basically there are 2 sets of doors. One is the entrance, and that has handles on the outside of the door.
Okay.
Those doors are locked from the inside because the store is closed.
Store's closed. Yep.
The other set of doors is the exit door.
Okay.
And there are no external handles on that door.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yep.
So
the gas station by my house is just like this.
So those doors are not locked just because
Yep. You can only open
can't
them
get
from
in
the
anyway.
inside. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she was like kind of trying to see if she could open it, but she couldn't do it. So she was like, okay, fine, I'll just take you guys home. Or she knocks really loud and like there's no reply.
No one answers. Yeah. Oh God.
So around 1:30, she decides to go drop off her friend Dan, the first one, and then come back to Robbie. So when she got there was still nothing had changed. The light was still on. So she's like, oh my God, okay. So go drop off Sarah, who was staying at a hotel. So when she dropped her off at the hotel, Anne went inside and used the payphone to try to call the House of Bottles again.
Yep.
I might keep saying bottle shop.
That's fine because it's like a liquor store. It's a bottle shop.
It is. And I kept typing bottle shop as if it was the name of the store.
I get it.
HOB. So this is like, it's like 1:45 and she calls. There's no answer. She thinks maybe he got a ride home. She calls her own house. There's no answer because they live there.
Yep.
She went home. He was not there. His shoes weren't there. There were no messages on the answering machine.
I'd be freaking out.
Something was wrong. So she calls their friend, Travis Bitz.
Not Bits.
Bitz.
Sweet Travis Bits.
Sweet Travis. So Travis also worked periodically at the House of Bottles, and he also had worked at the other location previously.
Okay.
So he was very good friends with Robbie. They had actually talked on the phone earlier that day.
Okay. So if anyone's going to know what's up, it would be him.
Yeah. And so Anne's like, do you know where Robbie is? And Travis was like, no, I just talked to him. He was planning on just going home, you picking him up after work. He didn't have plans or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when Travis and Robbie were both working at the South Side House of Bottles,
Mm-hmm.
because I think they kind of worked the now closed one, they were also working with a guy named Sean Helmenstein.
Okay.
Who at this time was 22 years old. So they didn't work with him anymore. I think he only worked at the one that is now closed, but they knew each other. And Sean had asked Travis like 3 weeks before this if he could crash on his couch for a couple of days, but then it turned into like 3 fucking weeks.
Oh God. Oops.
So he definitely had overstayed his welcome by this point. And I think like that day or the day before, like very soon around this time, Travis had been like, hey man, you can't stay at my place anymore. I'm actually getting another roommate who will be paying rent. So
yeah, you got to get out.
You got to go. That's what's going on in Travis's life at this point. Anne goes over to Travis's house and together they get in Travis's car and go to the House of Bottles.
Okay.
So they get out, they're peering through those exit doors, and Travis is like, I think I can see someone sitting in the chair in the office. And so they're like knocking, no one's answering. They're like, what? Something is wrong. Is he like had a medical emergency or is he like drunk and passed out? So he used his car keys to kind of, I think he like kind of wedged them into the lock just enough so that he could pull the door open to like get his fingers in there and get it open. So they enter the liquor store. They both notice that the alarm's not going off. The alarm hadn't been set, so he never officially left at all.
Oh, okay. That's not good. It's too quiet.
At 2:31 a.m. early on February 21st, a call came into the police department. I listened to the 911 call. It is really, really upsetting.
Oh, no.
It's really disturbing. You can hear Anne screaming in the background.
Oh, my God.
And I got chills. And Travis is just like breathing he's like hyperventilating. And he's just saying there's blood coming out of his ears.
Oh, God. Poor guy.
And a couple of times during the call, the dispatcher is like, is he breathing? Can you feel a pulse? And he's like, I'm not touching him. He is not alive.
Yeah.
I do not want to touch him.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me touch him. Oh God, it was awful.
That's terrible. I'm sorry you listened to that. That's wild.
I mean, that's what I do for research.
I know. But that's tough.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
So Officer Mike Robbie was the first one on the scene. So basically back in that back office, Robbie's body was sitting on the chair at the desk. His head was all the way back. Like,
oh no.
He was
Yeah.
He was slouched over the other way. And there was a lot of blood on the floor behind his head.
Oh no. Okay.
So it's very obvious that he was deceased. He had been shot in the back of the head.
Ooh.
It was evident based on what was like surrounding him that he was in the process of closing up the store for the night. He had a calculator next to him.
He had Googled calculator.
He had Googled calculator. Checks and receipts were still lying all around the desk, but all of the cash was gone.
My prayer then is that he just had no idea. He just got shot in the back of the head. No fear, no pain. Just gone. Just out like a light. Because this is so fucking scary and creepy. Someone just came up and killed him in the middle of finishing up work.
Yeah. And
That's
because
so creepy.
Because he had totaled everything up, cash versus checks or whatever for the night, they knew that exactly $1,644.13 was missing.
Okay.
And weirdly enough, this was Bismarck's very first robbery homicide case.
Really?
Yeah.
That is odd.
It shook the town. It shook the pancake town. So the clues were very confusing. Was this a surprise attack? Because the doors were locked. So presumably either somebody found an alternative way in, which was unlikely, or like hid, like maybe in the bathroom for him to lock the door.
He was closing up by himself.
Or was it somebody that he knew?
Oh, fuck.
So whoever it was knew enough to retrieve the shell casing from the weapon that killed him. So they were like, what is going on here?
If anything, that shows how like thought out this was.
Calculated. So
Yeah,
hopefully it was
planned.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the kid's laying in the chair with his head tilted all the way back, still facing forward, it's like he didn't even swivel around.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, that's just what I hope, is that there wasn't any suffering. That's always what I hope.
Yeah. I think that
We
I
could
think
just
that
assume.
I think it's likely that is what happened, but we'll get to it. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Investigators spend the next several days knocking on doors and interviewing anyone who might know anything. They found out that a couple of guys reported having been at the House of Bottles earlier that day or that evening with Sean, the guy crashing on Travis's couch.
Yep. Okay.
So like I said, Sean had worked with Robbie at that South Side House of Bottles the year before in 1998. And apparently he was like weird. He is described by the people close to this case at the time as wearing a black cowboy hat with like a long, like duster style jacket.
Oh no.
And it was 1999.
Yeah, The Matrix, the year 2000, the goth leather duster
Yeah.
moment. I lived it. I made out with those boys myself, okay?
Yes.
It was a thing. But I could picture it so clearly. Very like Milady coded.
Yes. Very milady coded.
A very Milady outfit. Milady.
If it was 6 years later, it would have been a fedora. It will gradually shrink to a fedora.
The cowboy hat gradually shrinks.
Well, have you seen that Instagram of that guy who claps his feet? He wears a fedora.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's so gross.
Feet behind him.
Yes.
He can turn them like hands.
I know. He claps so loud with his feet.
Really
Oh, my
shocking.
God.
Really shocking content. What a time to be alive.
Jesus.
You know that guy on Instagram who wears a fedora and claps his feet?
Anyway,
What the
back to
fuck
this
are we talking about?
tragic case.
Oh, no.
I was just thinking about those kind of guys.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Well, okay, so fashion aside, because again, it's the 90s. I was trying hard not to make a judgment, but Later, when they questioned Chad Wachter, the owner operator of the House of Bottles, he was questioned by police about who could possibly do this to Robbie, who maybe would be comfortable in that particular store. Sean was the first name that he said.
Okay.
So
yeah,
there's
weird
that
behavior
too.
that stuck, was like prominent in people's minds. It weird enough that was the first person they thought of. He'd know the store.
Mm-hmm.
He was already kind of on people's radars, being a little odd.
A little odd.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time the cops went to go find Sean, he had already left town, and they ended up tracking, weirdly enough, his cell phone and his beeper.
Oh, Lord.
They found him in Montana.
Okay. Neighboring Montana.
Mm-hmm. State authorities there caught up to him just outside of Missoula on March 1st. But before they extradited him back to Bismarck, they took him to Billings, Montana, to question him about a murder that happened in November. So,
they questioned him about something else? A different murder?
Else. Yeah. This happened in the town of Laurel, Montana.
Okay.
Ooh, this is very brutal, but I don't think he did do this. But the murder that they were questioning him about was the brutal slaying of 18-year-old Miranda Fenner. She was working at a video store, like a video rental place. And somebody came in and they stole like a very small amount of cash from the register and slit her throat and like stabbed her in the upper areas.
It doesn't sound like just like a robbery gone wrong. Like slitting the throat and stabbing is not, that's an intimate.
And it was only at like 8 p.m. or something. It wasn't, I mean, it was a small town, but a passerby saw her like trying to crawl out the door.
Oh,
and
God.
so she got to the hospital, but she died.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So did they have evidence to believe, or is it, why did they question him about that murder? Something must have stuck out, but maybe we just don't know because it's part of an investigation that wasn't released or whatever. But
well, slayings like this are not very common in either of these states because they're just not very well populated.
So they were like, damn, I wonder if they must be related. They're both these brutal crimes.
They're two robbery homicides, very bloody robbery homicides. I said homicides.
Homicides.
And I think that when the when the South Dakota cops called the Montana cops and told them, the Montana cops were like, before we extradite him, let's question him as long as he's on our turf anyway.
Okay.
Somebody else eventually did confess to Miranda's murder, but not until 2019.
Oh, wow.
But I don't think it was Sean. I don't think it was Sean for this, if only because of that. So I didn't go into that murder very deeply, but Sean Glenn Helmenstein was charged with AA felony. All the states do it differently. Felony murder for the murder of Robbie. He initially confessed, but later when he was in front of a judge, he filed a motion to have that confession thrown out.
Okay.
I think he's saying that like he wasn't read his rights, or he didn't understand it, or he was, all that. But that was denied. In December 2000, a judge sentenced him to life in prison with the possibility of parole and 10 years for the robbery charge to be served consecutively.
Okay.
More recently, in 2019, his lawyer was kind of putting up a stink about how Sean was sentenced, but I guess he was sentenced to, in order to be eligible for parole, you have to have served 85% of your calculated life expectancy.
Oh, okay.
Before you can go up for parole.
Okay.
And he's arguing that that's discriminatory to younger offenders.
I mean, that's actually fair. That's actually a pretty fair argument.
Yeah. And he was 22. But
I'm not saying necessarily that this person is safe to be out and about, but we all know how the fucking justice system works.
It does raise a good...
it makes a good point.
Yeah. So back to Robbie, I think there are a lot of very good memories of him. A lot of my notes came from a podcast called Dakota Spotlight. And their season 11 is like 6 episodes just about this case.
Oh, wow. Okay, so if you want a real deep dive, check them out.
Yeah, I listened to the first 2 episodes. So it was mostly about the incident itself. There's a lot going on here. But a lot of people were talking about Robbie, and you could just tell that he was a really loved person.
Yeah.
He was described as having a very charming, goofy smile. Like one of his friends, like, yeah, his teeth were kind of crooked, but that made his smile that much more contagious.
Good for Robbie.
And they just said he always made people feel seen and cared for. He loved to ride horses, and his dad said that when he was a little boy, he loved hearing stories.
I wonder... So it was Robbie who didn't say I love you back on the phone, right?
Yes.
There's a possibility. Of course, this is not what I hope, but I hope that someone who knew the lay of the land knew that he'd be closing out, and then they would know how much cash is on hand, knew what to do, shot him, took the cash, left. That's what I'm hoping. But what could have happened with that detail feeling weird, and maybe it was just one of those things where he was distracted, he didn't say it, and because it was their last time having a conversation with each other, it's going to stick with her forever.
Yeah.
And maybe he was closing out at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And being told to finish his tasks so that they would know, like, count up the cash, do your closing duties. And maybe that call came through when he was already, his assailant was already in the building with him.
That
could have been why he sounded weird on the phone. But that's
kind of what I think. Because if Sean was there earlier in the day with those 2 guys, and they said that they were just shooting the shit with Robbie, they were just having a conversation. I think probably either something happened during that conversation that was upsetting to him, and that's why he was distracted on the phone, or when he spoke to Anne on the phone at like 1:45, Sean was already back there, being weird with him.
Because the reason I wonder that is because the conversation was so close to when she went to pick him up. She talked to him barely 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
Before she rolled up to pick him up just after 1 a.m.
Yeah. And she was knocking on when she got there, he must have been gone before she even got there.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fucking heartbreaking.
I know. So I have his obituary. I would like to read it.
Okay.
Okay. Robbie Rahrich, age 25, Bismarck, died February 21st, 1999 in Bismarck. Services will be held at 11 a.m. That's not really important. There's a picture of him, and then next to it, it says, Robbie Rahrich dreamed of owning his own auto body shop.
Oh.
Robbie Lee Rahrich was born March 31st, 1973 in Bismarck, the son of Robert and Julie. He was raised and educated in Bismarck and graduated from the Job Corps in Montana. Robbie worked various jobs, including Richard Craniums.
Yes, Richard Craniums. Oh my God, yes. I love that Richard Craniums made it. That's incredible.
I skipped over that the first time I read this. Oh my God. Specialized Cleaning, Steam Pro, Northwest Contracting, Schultz Creamery, and House of Bottles. In 1995, he enlisted in the North Dakota National Guard, where he has since served. Another thing that I was just sort of like imagining what happened to him. He was in the National Guard, so like maybe he just had like an instinct or an obligation to like fight back, and that's why he got shot.
Yeah, but he was shot in the back of the head where he sat at his desk with no like sign of a struggle in the room.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think that there was. I don't think that there was necessarily a struggle, which actually makes more sense if it's somebody that he knows. Even if he was being held at gunpoint, he might have thought, okay, if I just do what he says, this is the weirdo that I worked with, whatever. If I just do what he says, he's going to let me go, and I'm not going to even bother trying to fight him.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
I think that's more reasonable.
But also,
of a thought process.
If they already know each other, maybe Sean had planned to shoot him all along, so he had a chance to get away.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird.
And then he shot him and then didn't leave town for like a
while.
Full 24 hours at least.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Okay. Robbie was an outgoing, energetic jokester who was good at saying the right thing at the right time. He loved to watch hockey games, ride motorcycles, and lift weights. He had plans of going to auto body school and dreamed of owning his own auto body shop someday. Robbie is survived by his fiance, Ann Thompson, his parents, Robert and Julie, his son, which this obituary is the only mention that I've heard that he had a son.
Oh, that's sad.
Damien. One sister, Casey, one brother, Stephen, his grandparents, Mary and Anne and Wendlyn, all... Bismarck, sorry. One nephew, Andrew, and many aunts and uncles. He was preceded in death by his grandfather, Tiefel.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's his obit.
Wow.
I have some other pictures on here, and then I do have some pictures from the crime scene.
Yeah. Everything is very neat and tidy.
The one photo that...
Like of the desk.
The photo that creeps me out the most is the photo of Travis's car. They pulled right up to that exit door with the lights shining in.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's how they could see him in the office.
Ooh.
The headlights and the cops standing there. Ooh.
Yeah. That's really,
just so
really
iced over the road. Iced. I don't know. This is such like a February.
Yeah, Midwest.
North Dakota February like scene. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
This case just really, oof.
It's a creepy case. It's really creepy and seems just so like sad and senseless.
Very sad and senseless. But he's still in prison. He's still in the North Dakota State Prison.
Wow.
Also, this season of Dakota Spotlight, I'm going to go back and listen to the rest of it because they interview Sean from prison.
Oh, wow. Wow, so they really go for it.
It's a very long-form journalism. They did a very good job. So
cool. Okay.
Highly
we'll have to
recommend
check that.
that. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, that's the story.
Good work. That was sad.
Yep.
We are dusting off the cobwebs. This is feeling like old times over here.
For better or worse.
For better or worse. But yeah, let's take another quick break to hear a word from our sponsors and then come back and get into my weird shit.
All right, let's do it.
Here is a question to ask yourself and each other. Are you getting rewarded for paying your rent or your mortgage right now? And if the answer is no, then you gotta check out Built. Becoming a Built member means earning points on every housing payment, no matter where you live. Built points can be redeemed for flights, hotels, Lyft rides, Amazon.com purchases, future housing payments, and more. Personally, I'm using them for flights and hotels. Like, we travel all the time. So why not let your mortgage or your rent payment be working for you?
An unexpected benefit Built gives every member access to is its agentic neighborhood concierge in the Built app. So this doesn't just give you information about your home and neighborhood, it executes. Mm-hmm. It's connected to your home and over 50,000 merchant partners, so you can ask it to pay your rent, make a dinner reservation, book a fitness class, schedule a Lyft, and much more. It makes things happen while automatically applying your member benefits along the way. And for a crowd that thinks a lot about what agentic AI actually looks like in practice, this is an example worth paying attention to. So first, you download the Built app. Second, link any credit or debit card to the app so purchases at your local spots become even more rewarding. And third, ask the neighborhood concierge in the app pretty much anything. It'll tell you about exclusive member benefits at restaurants, fitness studios, on your Lyft rides, and more around your home. And for the homeowners out there, Built works for mortgages too.
Woo!
Your housing payment is one of your biggest monthly expenses, so why wouldn't you want to earn points on it?
Truly. Download the Built app and join the membership for where you live at joinbuilt.com/gals. That's JOINBILT.com/gals. Use our link so they'll know we sent you.
We're always looking for ways to stop leaving money on the table. And a big one is missed calls, because a missed call is money out the door, honey. Quo helps you and your team share one business number, reply faster, and stay on top of every customer conversation so you never miss an opportunity to connect. And that is why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo, the smarter way to run your business communications.
Genuinely, Quo is the bomb. Quo is the #1 rated business phone system on G2 with over 3,000 reviews, built for how modern teams actually work. Like, I remember some of these old school kind of team systems that I used to be on in like old restaurants that I used to work at. They were not intuitive. They were very clunky. They were not easy to navigate. Bro, Quo is like here to show you how it can actually work really, really well. And this is why more than 90,000 businesses, from little solo operators to rapidly growing teams, are relying on Quo to stay connected, to stay professional, and to stay consistently reachable. Quo also works wherever you are. Like, we ourselves are a business where all of our employees are scattered in different areas of the Midwest. So it's not always easy for us to stay on top of all communications. Quo makes it so easy, right from an app on your phone or your computer, and it lets you keep your existing number. You can add new numbers or teammates in minutes, sync your CRM, and rely on seamless routing and call flows as your business scales. Your entire team can handle calls to text from one shared number. This is huge because now we have no more missed messages or disconnected conversations, and like, the transparency is there. Everybody in the organization knows what's going on and has a hand in like how we're communicating with each other. Everyone sees the full thread. It's making replies so much faster, and everybody's in the loop, and customers feel genuinely cared for. Quo is not just a phone system, it's a smart system. Quo's AI automatically logs calls, generates summaries, and highlights next steps so nothing gets lost. It can even qualify leads or respond after hours, ensuring your business stays responsive even when you are finally offline, because you deserve a break, baby. And it's so easy. Calls, texts, voicemails, transcripts, and contact details all live in one clean view. With full context at your fingertips, your team communicates faster, stays aligned, and delivers a more personal experience.
Make this the season where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo for free, plus get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/gals. That's QUO.com/gals. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers.
Support for today's episode comes from Square, and they've got big news. During Square's biannual releases event, they launched a wave of innovative new tools to help local businesses run faster, smarter, and more profitably. From AI that answers your toughest business questions to tech that simplifies food orders and tracks every dollar, it's all live and it's built for businesses like yours. Whether you're starting fresh or scaling fast, Square helps you keep up and get ahead. And right now, listeners can get up to $200 off Square hardware when you sign up at square.com/go/wine-and-crime. That's SQUARE.com/go/wine-and-crime. Visit Square to get started because the right tools make all the difference.
We've been using Square for quite a while, and I love it. I'm generally in charge of like managing our merch at live shows and otherwise, and having Square there to just like run reports at the end of the day and see, you know, really what our bottom line is very, it's helpful, and it's also very motivating. Honestly, as a small business owner, you're just like, hell yeah, we did do that. We did make this money, and it is going into our account on this date. And
I can't believe people used to do like inventory management by hand on like a piece of paper or a spreadsheet. What are we doing?
It's very wild. Square makes all of that so much easier, and also their new AI features just make it that much less of a headache for you as a small business owner, no matter what it is that you're selling. Square launched its most powerful tools yet, designed to give local businesses a competitive edge without the complexity. So if you're ready to sell smarter, run faster, and stress less, right now you can get up to $200 off Square hardware at square.com/go/wine-and-crime. That's SQUARE.com/go/wine-and-crime. Run your business smarter with Square. Get started today.
All right, so like I said earlier, found a weird old case that let me really put my newspapers.com subscription to use. So
amazing.
Let's hop into the way, way back machine to Niagara, North Dakota in the 1800s.
Ooh, okay.
Niagara is a tiny little hamlet. It could barely be called a town, honestly. It's nestled in the middle of nowhere, and I did put some screenshots of Google Maps on the drive so you can get an idea of like how small. Like when I saw one that didn't upload, it was a literal screen grab from the street view on Google Maps, and
wow.
it's just dirt roads. The roads aren't even paved, and that was Google Street View, so it's like recent.
There's a post office, a fire department, and a Lutheran church.
Yep, that's about it.
Okay.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah.
It's currently home to only about 40 families, so Niagara is still a town, but it's still a very teeny tiny town. There's really not much. There's not much going on there, which was maybe what made it the perfect backdrop for the strange series of events that are still unsolved to this day.
Oh, you love unsolved.
I love and hate it, but I didn't know this was unsolved when I took it on.
Okay.
One detail locked me in, and I'm gonna let you guess which detail it is. There are several. The strangeness started in 1882 when a man named Eugene Butler purchased a 480-acre farm in the area. He had been born in Niagara County, New York in 1848 and moved to North Dakota because of the promise of land. They were selling really cheap land. So a lot of people settled there, obviously, colonialism. He and some other folks from Niagara County in New York ended up founding Niagara, North Dakota. They're like, well, we're here. We're buying the land. We're from Niagara. We're calling it Niagara.
We don't want to think of a new name.
No, hell no. That's too hard. But Eugene was not exactly the mayoral type. He lived on the land as a recluse, caring for it mostly alone, only coming into contact with a few hired workers in the summer months, and was rarely seen unless he was conducting business in nearby Larimore, another small town that had some services already established, like a post office, and, like a market.
Okay.
Despite being socially reclusive, he maintained his farm quite well, becoming the wealthiest farmer in the area within a few years of settling there.
Good for him.
Hey, a recluse can still be wealthy and successful,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just look at me.
Yes. I wish.
I'm just the recluse.
I wish I was as much of a recluse and as wealthy and successful as Eugene. But I don't want to be Eugene, and we'll get to why. His estate and land holdings were worth around $1.5 million in today's money. So folks in town wrote him off as a harmless, wealthy hermit, but his behavior soon started to make him a legend in Niagara.
Oh my God. Is this another, what's the Leatherman? Oh my God.
It's not Leatherman, but you definitely clocked why I got very intrigued by this. I love a town weirdo.
You have a type.
I love a town weirdo. There's this guy in my neighborhood who apparently walks like 20 miles a day, and when it's warm enough, he will wear a leather top hat and leather duster, and I was calling him the neighborhood cryptid.
Oh, you've told me about
him. And I really I've never met him because he doesn't live on my side of the street, so he never walks on my side of the street, and I'm scared to just go running after him, but my across the street neighbors have met him, and he's quite lovely.
Okay.
But I love that he's like a mysterious top-hatted man that wanders the neighborhood. I love it.
I love that you have such a preoccupation with town recluses who are only like sighted 8 times a year, or like only on the full moon. Look at your husband. He's the same way.
Oh, I know. I have no idea also if this man is a true recluse. I doubt he is. I've just only seen him walking on the opposite side of the street and peep some of his cool outfits. That's it.
He's reclusive to you.
To me. He and I are not friends. So
yet
I've just deemed him the neighborhood cryptid.
Mm-hmm.
Because every stranger is just a cryptid that I have not discovered yet. So yeah, this is what sucked me in because I just love the town weirdo. I aspire to be the town weirdo, but maybe not this town weirdo.
Okay. You'll get there someday.
God willing, I really need to. By about 1901, Eugene had developed a habit that had the few residents of Niagara puzzled and annoyed. Night after night, Eugene would saddle up his horse and ride into the city. He'd make a lot of noise, presumably because the girls, they are so pretty. But for real, he would just ride through town at full speed, like screaming at the top of his lungs.
Screaming?
Screaming. Waking everyone up who lived anywhere near the main road, driving everyone insane, and earning himself the name the Midnight Rider.
Oh, no.
Baby.
Midnight Screamer.
Ichabod Who, the Midnight Screamer, is here. Remember when I dubbed the South Side Squirter?
Yeah.
The Midnight Screamer?
Paul Revere Who?
The Neighborhood Cryptid?
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of shit that I live for. I want, like, a wealthy, an eccentric millionaire that lives down the road and rides his horse screaming up and down my street at midnight. You know what I wouldn't fucking give? That is the lottery of town weirdos.
A man screaming, though, is
I don't love
disturbing.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't love it.
An old man screaming.
I'm romanticizing this.
Yes.
In a world where this just started happening, I'd be very unwell about it. I would not be taking it well. It would be freaking me out. But in my romantasy,
in your whimsy world,
this is the fucking jackpot. This is gold.
Yeah, I can see this. Do we know why?
Well, not really. Folks were not pleased about this. But it's not like there was a police department or mental health facility to respond in real time, like in the moment. There isn't like an emergency number you can call. These people don't have phones.
No.
It's 1901 in Niagara, North Dakota.
Yeah, you're on your own.
You're on your own. Like, what are they gonna fucking do? So they were just like, okay, well, he's just a rich, lonely weirdo, I guess. We'll just like let him do his thing. That people were assuming that he was doing it because he was like cooped up and reclusive all day. So it prompted like these fits of screaming at night because he spoke to no one all day. And it's like, bro,
that's
just
not how
get
that
a
works.
friend. Well, I don't know.
Get a friend.
If I don't talk all day,
yeah,
my lid's gonna pop.
In one big scream, though?
Probably not one big scream. No, I'm just gonna go off about something and not shut up and not breathe for like 15 solid minutes. You've seen me do it.
Oh yeah.
So his mental health did rapidly decline in this time. He was starting to experience delusions and hallucinations. So this is from historicmysteries.com, quote. He was convinced that all the local widows were madly in love with him and desperately wanted to become Mrs. Eugene Butler, which made him rather angry. His paranoia and hallucinations also included believing that there were invisible people chasing him and trying to break into his home and steal his money. He also refused to let anyone photograph him because he was convinced the camera could steal his soul.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's on to something.
Yeah.
If social media taught us anything, it's that the camera does steal our souls.
We've all seen Black Mirror.
Well, yeah, we're all obsessed with it. So I kind of love that for him. Eventually, the locals had had enough, though, and he was involuntarily admitted to a mental institution in the North Dakota State Hospital in Jamestown. God. It's like really sad. They just kind of took him. He's 120 miles away from his farm. He never went back to his home. The details of how exactly...
that's just human trafficking.
I mean, yes, kind of. He was not well.
No, but
like
they had
obviously...
they had to kind of kidnap him and haul him 120 miles.
Yeah, it's like he needed help, but was that the help he needed? But I'll let you decide after we get to the next part of the story. So, like I was saying, the details of how this involuntary admission was executed are unclear. Like the articles I read from the time just skip to him being admitted to the hospital. They don't talk about the process through which the townspeople had to go, or if family members intervened. He did have family. I don't think he had children, but he had like siblings or distant relatives. I don't know what that process looked like, but his mental health got bad enough. And this was in articles that I found on newspapers.com that back up kind of that little summary from Historical Mysteries, because they pulled all that information from these little 1915 articles. Anyway, it was very interesting to read about.
Yeah.
So like I said, he never returned to his farm. He died at the hospital on October 22nd, 1913, 7 years after being institutionalized and 6 years before Helen was born.
Oh, God.
His time at the hospital was uneventful and relatively calm, and we'll kind of circle back to that at the end of this. He likely suffered from schizophrenia, a condition that they didn't have the knowledge to diagnose at the time. They were calling it something else that I do read later in this segment. So, but it was essentially he was a paranoid schizophrenic, and we didn't have a DSM-5. We didn't have the antipsychotic medications. Like we didn't have the things that he needed to be able to function on his own. And so he was institutionalized until he died. Some thought the stories of Eugene Butler died with him, but a 1915 discovery threw him back into the spotlight. So this was like a couple years after he died. I'm going to read this from the Daily Gate City from June 27th, 1915. A startling series of murders was brought to light today by workmen who were excavating for a cellar under the old home of Eugene Butler, southeast Niagara.
What?
Yup.
Oh, no.
So this is where, like, your dream, but also nightmare comes to life. Because this goes on to say 6 skeletons were unearthed, each with the skull crushed in from the back.
Oh!
5 of them full grown and 1 that of a youth. The remains of each victim had been buried through a hole cut in the floor, it was discovered tonight. Butler, who had been a hermit since coming to the state in 1882, went insane in 1906 and was placed in the hospital at Jamestown, where he died in 1913. In settling up the estate, it was reported that some $7,000 was found in the house, in cash. According to usinflationcalculator.com, the last time I Googled calculator, but a specific kind, that's $232,263.47 in cash lying around the house.
Okay.
That had been there for like God knows how long, because he was institutionalized for 7 years. No one touched his home all that time.
Until they're doing whatever they're doing.
Until after his death. Yep, and we'll get to what they're doing. The police theory is that the skeletons are those of transients hired by Butler to work, and instead of paying them off at the end of the season, he killed them.
Oh,
no one has been missing in that neighborhood, so it's not locals. It is believed that the murders preying upon the mind of the man was the cause of his insanity. So they're like, oh, maybe he went crazy and had to be institutionalized because he felt so terrible about murdering all these people.
It's the telltale heart.
Kinda. Under the floorboards.
Under the fucking floorboards.
Girl.
Oh my God. I love this.
We'll get to the floorboards. I told you would love this. Isn't this fucking nuts? Can you imagine? No, nothing's discovered. This man's institutionalized for 7 years. And so
he knows it's there.
No one's touching his stuff.
Oh my God.
And then after he dies.
Dude.
Okay. So yeah, a couple of years after Eugene died, folks were basically remodeling his farm to sell the estate that had been split up between Eugene's surviving relatives, because he didn't have children to have the estate go directly to. So it had been split between like some, I don't know, cousins, maybe siblings. That was unclear to me who exactly, which relatives this was.
They're liquidating the assets.
They're liquidating the assets, and they're remodeling the property or updating the property so that they can ultimately sell the farm and just split the money. It's worth a lot of fucking money. It's a great farm. It's huge.
Oh my God.
And so they find all this shit in his house, including over $200,000 in by today's money in cash. Can you fucking imagine?
A $250,000.
A $250,000, just a tight $250,000 lying around the farm.
Jesus.
And they were digging out a cellar and found a trap door under the house leading to a chamber in the foundation. It was a stone foundation where Eugene had clearly removed like 4 of the large stones of the foundation to create some kind of pit.
A long drop.
A long drop.
Oh, no.
While digging out the stone and dirt for the cellar, what do you know? They find a bunch of fucking bones. 6 skeletons.
Oh, my God. He's like the H.H. Holmes of North Dakota. 19th century North Dakota.
I mean, there were suspicions that the bones could have belonged to long-lost family members or potentially to a family of Eugene's former housekeepers and like their children, because some of the bones were really small. But these theories seem to have been ruled out pretty early. Investigators eventually determined that the skulls belonged to 6 young men, one of whom could have been as young as 15 years old.
Oh, God.
Because the remains didn't align with any missing persons reports, they assumed the remains belonged to vagrants or migrant workers. Authorities theorized that Eugene's descent into madness compelled him to murder the workers, possibly believing they intended to steal from him. He had those delusions that people were chasing him, watching him, in love with him, trying to take his money. I think he was worried the women in the town were in love with him and wanted to marry him so they could steal from him. They could take his money from him.
Yeah.
I think that was his main like obsession.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes sense to me, that not necessarily that he didn't want to pay them, which was in one of these other little articles from the time, but potentially that he ultimately believed that they were going to take from him, and so he took them out before they could take from him.
His delusions got to him before anything else.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we don't know because he died before anyone even knew that this happened. But the migrant, or at least traveling kind of quote unquote vagrant workers thing, does make sense because it's such a tiny and insular farming community. Mm-hmm. Seasonal workers would be coming through to work and then they would leave. And so people just seeing people that are randomly in the community only throughout the summer and then they're gone and new people are there next time is totally normal. Mm-hmm. No one would have a reason to report anybody like that missing. And it wouldn't be uncommon for family members of those individuals to not hear from their loved one for years at a time because they're moving around the country. Their only means of communication is the postal service, which may or may not be very reliable, could take a very long time for a letter to be delivered. People just don't get reported missing the way that they would now.
Not in an area like that.
Hell no.
And a lot of those like farmhand seasonal workers don't have anyone who would report them missing.
Yeah. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
For sure. There were no articles of clothing found with the remains, suggesting that Eugene had buried them nude and burned their clothing and any personal effects.
Oh, Jesus.
The bones were collected and placed in a box and brought to the local sheriff for safekeeping. But one article said that like hundreds of people had come from all over the state to watch, and they took stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
I know. This is why it's so bad, you guys. It's so bad because, like, I'm not saying I wouldn't be tempted, but, like, I wouldn't do it.
Now we know that is extremely disrespectful and wrong.
It's so wrong.
But at the time, if I lived in that goddamn town,
I'd be hankering for a
I'd fill my
femur.
cabinet. I would be hankering for a femur.
Hankering. So it's like, fuck, the bones are gone, and that's like all the evidence that we had.
Yeah, that's everything.
The homeowner is dead. We assume the perpetrator of these crimes.
And there are no
technically
witnesses.
We don't know.
And there are no witnesses because he was a recluse. A loner.
A literal hermit. One compelling lead actually came from Long Prairie, Minnesota, where a wealthy farmer named Leo Urbanski heard about the remains and suspected his brother John may have been a victim of Eugene Butler. He had his attorney send a letter to the North Dakota state attorney at the time, letting him know that his brother John Urbanski had disappeared near Niagara in 1902. John had been in contact with Leo via occasional letters while he was looking for work, and Leo received a letter from John shortly before his disappearance. In the letter, John talked about how he was working for a bachelor farmer in Niagara, North Dakota.
Oh my God.
And the postmark on that letter was from Larimore, North Dakota, that little town that Eugene was regularly seen in conducting business and using the post office.
Wow.
So I do think this is entirely likely that he was one of the victims.
Yeah.
But to this day, we don't know the identities of a single one of the victims. And unfortunately for the unnamed deceased and their families, even modern DNA technology cannot help us pin down who they were.
Really?
Because the box of remains was stolen. It's completely gone. There's nothing left.
What?
Every bone has been taken. Probably by the many looky-loos who had swamped the property after the news of the remains broke in town. They wanted to nab a souvenir, but a few of them had been entered into evidence. But as recently as 2016, the Grand Forks County Sheriff's Department put out a public request for information because all of the case files and records had either been destroyed or lost.
Oh my God.
Like, old news articles and maybe some logs of like evidence that had been entered were all that even the investigators have to go off of. And it's nothing.
Wow. Oh my God.
So we can't test the DNA, find any surviving relatives, can't do any of that. We have nothing.
That's fucking crazy. The tearing through town screaming on your horse.
Oh, that's what sucked me in. And I didn't even know there'd been murders yet.
You found a gem.
Isn't this wild?
Yes.
So I'm almost done. I'm going to start to close this out with an article from the Grand Forks Daily Herald from July 3rd, 1915, where they air all of Eugene's tea. And then we can decide kind of what we think. Like journalism, they don't make journalism like they used to. Let
sure
me
don't
tell you. I was reading this and I was like, damn, poor Eugene.
Yeah.
Okay. The Jamestown Alert says of Butler, Dr. A.W. Guest, who was first assistant physician at the state hospital when Eugene Butler of Grand Forks County, a patient, was committed to the institution, recalls the man and his case clearly. Dr. Guest says that during the time of Butler's residence at the hospital, he gave no indications of having any homicidal tendencies whatever. He was subject to hallucinations and would occasionally ask if the attendants heard people talking about him. It seems peculiar, if he was the murderer of 6 different people, as has been surmised, that he would not at some time have given an indication of it to those who were in constant daily attendance upon him. That's fair. As I was reading that, I was like, I kind of get where he's coming from. Like, are we sure this was him? But yeah. I do still think it was him. It's highly unlikely that it wasn't him. He built that farm. He founded that area.
He built the...
He's the only one who ever lived there. The only way bodies are getting under your... And he was a recluse, so nobody else is coming in and out that we can blame. The only way bodies are getting into your pit, sir, is if you're doing it. But maybe by the time he was institutionalized, his mind was so far gone.
Yeah, that he didn't have the violence anymore.
No.
Or at least it was...
Or that reality was so muddied with his delusions that maybe he did talk about some of this stuff and people just wrote it off as one of his hallucinations. I don't know.
Yeah, like who are we getting this information from?
Well, the doctor. Oh. One of the assistant this is one of the assistant physicians who's like, it is weird that he didn't say anything all these years. Well, he was admitted in 1904 and remained at the institution about 7 years. Butler was a man of small stature, very gallant, and fond of attending the hospital dances. He fell desperately in love with one of the lady physicians, and her friend joked her considerably about Butler's ardent devotion. Before his commitment, he acted in a peculiar manner and would ride rapidly at night across the country. across the country, sorry, like the county, the area. He was what is called paranoiac. That's what they called it. So that's obviously very outdated language, but like that was what they called it before we had the proper and who knows if right now is even the proper understanding of these mental health conditions. Like we're still learning so much all the time and everybody is unique.
Yeah.
But that's what they called it then.
Well, it fits. He was paranoid as fuck.
He was what is called a paranoiac, being affected with a chronic form of insanity, which in its mild form is exhibited in persons that are commonly called, quote, cranks.
Oh, that's definitely outdated.
Yeah. Christmas with the cranks. The intellect becomes gradually impaired and the patient has delusions of various kinds, one that he is being persecuted and occasionally that he is compelled to kill somebody. In Butler's case, as in that of Lord Thursby, also a patient from Grand Forks, delusions of grandeur and visions of an exalted character appeared to occupy his mind. Just airing all of his tea. He was in love with this lady nurse. So the fact that the bones were stolen is a big sticking point in this case. And several articles, including that from historicmysteries.com, implore folks to see, honestly, if they might have accidentally ended up in your possession. Like they're compelling people to check their curiosities cabinets or like family heirlooms because items like this nefariously or maybe even just quietly procured, and you don't know if they were nefariously procured, could be.
I got arms.
Yeah, but those were given to you ethically.
Yes, they're an anatomical model. They were from an education setting, but I don't know where they originally came from.
Exactly. So I guess, yeah, it's like asking people, especially who may live in this area or if someone knows something, to bring that forward because it might be the only way to even identify these people. Those bones are somewhere.
Yeah.
People took them to have them as souvenirs. Quote, individuals stole bones from the scene, and if one of the stolen bones was found, it could be used to identify at least one victim. So be sure to check your attic, garage, or storage unit to see if one of your ancestors has a bone amongst the remains of their belongings. You might just find the key that will crack the case wide open.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
North Dakota.
You're fucking wild.
Yeah, we had fun with you. We wanted to make sure to have a lot of fun with you, North Dakota, because we really owed our fan picker, Jordan Nudesvig, and her dear friends, Sierra and Emma, right? Yes.
Yep.
Sierra
and Emma.
And happy birthday, Sierra.
Happy golden birthday, Sierra.
Stay golden, Sierra, and stay golden, Eugene.
Sure, stay golden.
I wish you had left a note so we had any idea what the fuck had gone on in that pit.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
I guess that the answer to that question has died with you, my friend.
In an asylum. Thank you for listening.
Yep.
Come join us on Uncorked for this and all of our episodes ad free. And we'll see you next week with another fresh episode.
Bye-bye.
Like what you see?
Check out more episodes and become a member to unlock exclusive content.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.